I've never had any kids. Chantel has 2. So we were excited about it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of nervousness, but once we get past the nervousness, and even in the nervousness, we got excited to have a kid.
They couldn't tell us exactly what it was because we pulled the lottery ticket as far as the bad luck card. It was 1 in whatever. They're not sure if it was genetic because we did genetic testing. They couldn't tell us exactly what was going on except major problems with the brain.
We went from having a kick of a baby and the joy of that to feeling a kicking baby and bursting into tears.
It was on a Friday, and it was like 3 o'clock, and by the time the radiologist read us the report, it was 5. I had to wait a week, being pregnant, feeling this baby kick. It was such a nightmare. There's nothing that comes close to that kind of pain.
But in a perfect world, I guess, for us looking back on it, what would have happened is that we would have checked into a hospital, started the procedure Friday night, and had this termination taken care of on Saturday morning. And we would have gone home and started what would have been a normal grieving period. More normal. This is an issue that came to us that we weren't anticipating. A nightmare turned worse by 100% by laws that people had created that don't make any sense, any difference to us, and that we had to follow. I wouldn't wish what happened to us on anyone. But if they had experienced it themselves or knew somebody that did, and maybe they get that just from us, they'd understand you have to be more careful. So we reached out to the ACLU and talked to Marina, which was a big deal for us. If we can do something, great. But we needed to at least have somebody in that position hear what had happened to us as a result of the law.
It was very healing to be able to talk to Marina and John. And they listened.
Most of this legislation, which comes from the people that demand that government get out of our lives, couldn't have been more intrusive in our lives. I could have hired an attorney, but he would have started out 10 steps below what the ACLU already knows. And they're leaps and bounds ahead of anybody else. It's what they do every single day. So it made sense to contact the people who seem to know.
And they stand up for people that don't have a voice.
They told us you can't just be on the sidewalk, you have to have a permit to be on the sidewalk. We went out on the sidewalk and then realized that people weren't going to walk anywhere close to where we were. The permit said free speech permit. The stand pushed off away from those very people we wanted to talk to. It got to be really frustrating. Aren't all sidewalks a free speech place? I asked these pro bono lawyers in the conservative end of the spectrum, who should we use? And they said, use the ACLU. You guys, we all agree on First Amendment issues. I called the ACLU and we talked. I like John Mejia. I tell you the truth, I was really shocked at the amount of work he went through and to anticipate the timing to get it done. It was a surprisingly enjoyable experience. I've told that story to many people in the conservative right, and they think I'm lying. They say, no one would ever recommend using the ACLU.
I am Alicia Cervantes, a native Utahn and a proud mother of 4 children. I also happen to be a plaintiff in the ACLU lawsuit against HB 497. I know that some of the children that play with my children do not have the right documentation to be in this country. But under HB 497, if I took them camping or fishing along with my family, I could put myself at risk. It would be a criminal offense. My Mexican-American daughter could be pulled over while driving and asked about her immigration status just by the way she looked. She could be harassed and detained if she doesn't have the right documentation with her. It is not easy to take a public stand or to be a plaintiff in this lawsuit. People say very ugly things about immigrants. But I am proud to be fighting HB 497 with the ACLU and its partners. The ACLU understands that this law doesn't just impact immigrants, it impacts everyone. Luckily, because of the lawsuit, HB 497 is not being enforced right now. I'm glad that there is a strong ACLU in Utah to fight laws like HB 497. I believe that Utah deserves better than laws like this that create divisions in our communities and in our families. I thank God for the ACLU. They are amazing people who believe that we should all be treated equally. They will not allow injustice to happen to me or the people in my community, and I am very thankful for that. They are my guardian angels. Because of them, I can sleep at night. Because of them, my wonderful man can be here with me and my kids.